welcome back. It's our weekly episode of She. We are going to talk about some touchy, hot topics. It's going to deal with religion, spirituality. If you are offended, please turn now. You've been warned. All right, so here we go. All right, because this week in actual news that y'all can Google or check out, they've had the man in Florida who wants to schedule a national Burn the Quran Day. Now, I don't know if I would feel that a lot of people that I've ran across really only know about their religion. They don't know anything else about being a Catholic if you're not Catholic. They don't know about being a Muslim if you're not Muslim. However, I do just want to say, as we get into this topic, even in the Masonic order, they have the Quran, the Bible, and the Torah.
Yes, we do.
You see what I'm saying? So to burn one over the other, that means that's telling me that this preacher down in Florida doesn't understand the difference between the spirit, the flesh, and the soul. These are different things that are components that each one of these books represent. On the quest of enlightenment. So I'm not really understanding, what are your opinions? Burn the Quran. Is this more hatred, spewing, and stereotyping? What's up, ladies?
I looked at
It's revelations. Because this stuff is not random. I'm no longer surprised about nothing that come out of nobody's mouth, nothing that nobody do. A lot of time it's publicity. It's not even nothing spiritual. Some of the people that pretend to be preachers and whatnot, they really not. They're trying to get the money because we got these mega churches and they want to help people in the community. I don't understand that. So I think exactly, that's exactly what it is. This is just, it makes no sense. Because if you was a pastor or whatever you was preaching, whatever religion, to even think that you even think about burning that means you don't got no fear of whatever you serving and no kind of way from a fashion. So therefore, I can't even get caught up in what you're doing because you're really burning yourself. It's a book. It can be republished.
But isn't it like reminiscent of the Crusades?
Absolutely.
The witch burning.
Jim Jones.
Yes. I mean, we've got witch duck here in Virginia Beach from drowning the witch.
Right.
This type of
I'm here, right?
Yeah, witch duck.
I didn't know that.
Most Commonwealth states have an attachment dealing with witches and seances and things of that nature. I'm from Boston, and it's the same way with Commonwealth. So it all goes back to tradition.
Right.
Right.
And that's also because to expound. Because I do know a little something over here. We're rolling off a common law by being in the Commonwealth, which is a totally different set of rules, and that's what people don't understand. Because Pennsylvania is also
Kentucky.
Yes. Commonwealth. Okay, well that's awesome. Look, you got to come back on that one because when we get into admiralty and maritime law, because I'm not a Eastern Star, but I'm a star from the East.
I'm an Eastern Star.
I know.
14 years, girl.
And you know what? That's admirable and respectable. Because, a lot of times, once again, there's so much mystery. But like you said, there are organizations that are doing things within the community. And I know, I'm going to let you know that you're going to be working with us on a project. She just didn't know. Surprise. Okay. We're going to end up doing a canned food drive starting in October with our different businesses. So if you're interested in being a drop-off location, get at us once again when we give you that information. Because now I'm not going to you got to wait. Okay, but when we do decide to give you that information again, definitely get on that list because we're trying to build our relationships within the community. Wouldn't you agree, Diggs?
Yeah.
So we want you to be part of this. We're going to bring everybody in that's on our panel to expand and grow because here's the deal. Your business can only be as large as you are. So if you're not doing anything and you're not growing yourself, then your business won't grow. And we definitely all aspire to be more than successful, because everybody defines it differently. So that'll take us into, how many of you have kids? Oh, great. All right. So how do you teach your children how to define success?
Well, let me just say, I did not have the opportunity to be a biological mother. However, my daughter was given to me by way of just being what we talked about earlier. Being a neighbor and being able to understand it takes a village. So I got my daughter when she was 4. I was 19. Now she is 22, and I'm 21. No. that. Slow ones help the fast ones. But it's just the fact of the matter is that she mimics everything that I do. She understands that I didn't have to do what I did, but however, it was imperative. It was a mission that God had presented me with to raise this young lady. And hopefully she'll take these values and goals and move along to teach her daughter. It's a generation, it's a pattern, it's a way of moving on to the next genetics. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, because my
Keep it
daughter
moving.
is the vice president of my company. She is 12.
Okay.
Youngest vice president. And the crazy part is that she is more powerful than me.
Okay.
But when I do photo shoots or when I do plays, when I do whatever I do, she is at the hip. She's always sitting in the corner. She makes calls on the company. She tells me what's good, what's not good. She gives me advice. When I'm at the table powwowing, she right there. And she had the option to go to New York to live so I could work on my show. And she was like, "Oh no, like that's not getting to happen," because I wanted to know that I worked really, 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 really hard for everything that I have, and that nobody just didn't hand it to me, and that you have to, and I want her to be able to walk in her purpose when she has the opportunity. Like, she can go to college if she wants to. Will she? Probably not, because she'll be so creative and so successful in her own right that it'll be an option. She won't have to be forced to make the decisions, but that's something that I want as a mom. I wanted my daughter to see, look, we're going to be some powerful black women up in here.
Right.
Don't worry about like your friends who parents at home all the time. I don't think by any means that I'm better than anybody. I just know I want more for her than what I see in people. And the crazy part is that my mom was the same mom. My mom was a DJ. She had her own modeling agency. She modeled. She had her own businesses. She was a nurse. And she worked at the Boys and Girls Club. And I didn't think about myself growing up. I remember seeing my mom do all these things, and ironically, I'm in the same path. I'm modeling. I got 5,000 businesses, but excuse me. That's something that I wanted.
Right.
If I based it on what somebody else wanted, we'd be all sitting here with Section 8.
But I met a
$10
lady
month.
the other day now. A man had given her a opportunity. He said he'll give her $10,000 to start her own business. All of a sudden, we were sitting down talking, and I said, she bust out crying. And she said, "No, what if I'm a failure? I've been a failure my whole life to my family. I'm a failure, with my marriage, And I was just like, what in the world? How? I said, was anyone in your family a business owner? She said, no. And I said, so how can someone tell you about something that they've never done?
They've never
Yes,
done.
You got to lead by example.
Yes,
That's
you
the
do.
only way to do it. And if you want something, then you get in line with someone that's doing that. Like for me, I want to be a business owner, so I went and found a business owner. But I found someone that was doing it right. You have business owners that aren't doing it right. If you follow them, you'll never be successful.
Right.
Ever. So you find a business owner or someone of that nature that is doing it the right way. And you follow that. And that's what you have to show. I show to my daughter. My daughter's 4. And I want her, I never sugarcoat stuff for her. I let her know. Look, today we're not going to get extra food because XYZ is going on.
Exactly.
You have to let them know.
Exactly.
And you have
That's
to
the
build that up in
Girl,
them.
no McDonald's
Yeah,
today.
it's the
Yeah,
same.
and that's
Yeah,
what you
got
have
it.
to do.
Yes.
I mean, you have to do that because they don't understand. My daughter just says, swipe the card. You got a card, swipe the card.
Yeah.
And I break it down to her and let her know what's going on. The good, the bad, and the ugly, so that she'll know. I'm not open with her because she's only 4. She can only grasp so much. But I let her know what we have going on. And I think so many parents don't. And that's why the kids get lost.
Yeah.
They're out there running around, don't know what's going on, don't know how bad their mother or father are struggling to provide for them. So they think everything is roses and
Because a lot of these parents still try to be their kid's friend.
You have to be
Don't
honest
give me-
with your children and tell them, listen, okay, we can't buy a $60 game this week
Right.
because we have this bill to pay, that bill to pay. And you know what? It works because my son, he understands. He'll like, okay, mommy, we can't do this week. I'm gonna find a way. Can I sell my game? Can I do this? Can I go out to the next door neighbor and ask her, can I move her trash can so she'll pay me? He took the initiative and did it on his own and was making his little money every week. You have to lead by example and teach them how money is spent and where it comes from. It doesn't grow on trees.
But what if there is no example?
And you know what?
There's a
That's
lot of
what we
people that
talked
don't
about
have
this
it.
morning.
Right.
Because we ended up saying, yes, GameStop has taught our kids to recycle their games. However, we were just talking about this morning
Sure
before we
was.
got here. However, Who's going to teach them that they can take their old clothes and have a yard sale? Who's going to teach them that they can take their other games? And that's the parents'
We
responsibility.
just had a yard sale. My daughter was in her closet giving away them toys. You don't go get them
Make
toys
them
about that. And it's crazy because I had lost my job, right? And I didn't tell my daughter because she worries for us. Like, mommy, we ain't got no money. You in the store, mommy, you ain't got no money. So then I said I didn't want to tell you because I didn't want you. She said I could have sold lemonade. I could have did something. Why you didn't tell me? You said me sitting here struggling. You ain't telling me because you 12.
Right.
It's not your responsibility.
Right.
But because she sees that when I have that she has, and she sees that I work really, really hard, she understands what money means. She understands what it could do to somebody. She understands like all of that. So that like it makes a difference. But a lot of the kids, I see them rubbing off on us, like watching us. I want to be like your mom. I want to have your mom for my
Well,
mom.
you better be an example for your kids before
Exactly.
the drug dealers be an example for
That's
them.
right.
But on that note,
true.
we're going to wrap this up real quick. I do want to give a shout out to Valerie Sally. She's Extraction Skincare. She did step in the house. She's been behind the scenes today. We've got some great events coming up. But you know what? You got to tune back in for more of She.